Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel where today we're doing yet another Green Bay Packers mock draft. The NFL Scouting Combine is now behind us. Learned quite a bit more about these prospects, and PFF has moved their rankings around, which does affect the way their mock draft simulator works. So, doing another full 7-round Green Bay Packers mock draft. I will be doing trade backs if there's no one around our original spot that we like. So let's go ahead and get started with this draft here, going down to pick number 52. As soon as it finished loading, there we go. And we got a good one today, folks. I mean, Jennings Dunker has been flying up boards after his great combine. I would love to have gotten him in third round, but there's like a lot of good prospects here. I mean, with potential need for linebacker, Jake Goudet could be a very good one for the Packers to take a really great year as a run defender guy. So he's a potential option here. But I'm looking at corners because we have three really, really good ones here. You guys already know how I feel about Chris Johnson. Love Chris Johnson as a prospect for the Packers. Mainly because of his excellence in the zone, which is going to be run a lot in Green Bay now under Jonathan Gannon. 6 foot, 105 pounds, 21 years old. Overall, very, very good player. Then there's also Keith Abney, the second out of Arizona State. Again, very good corner. Good in zone. Good coverage grade. Good in man. Outside corner, 700 snaps at outside corner these past 2 years. 86th grade this year. Gave up 32 receptions on 72 targets for only 321 yards. I had 2 interceptions. Pass rate is a 46.1. He's a great guy to go that we haven't talked about either. And then there's Keontae Scott, who I also really, really like. Good in run defense. Good in man, good in zone. Doesn't allow a high completion percentage, but for only 332 yards, didn't allow a single touchdown, had 2 interceptions. But primarily a slot guy, which the Packers don't necessarily need. And is also almost 25 years old. So I think with this pick here, I love Chris Johnson, but I like talking about new prospects. Going with Keith Abney, the second here out of Arizona State. He's a really good player, only 21 years old, young guy, really good player. Going Keith Abney, the second out of Arizona State here at pick number 52. Then at pick number 84, there's a couple of ways we can go about this here. One, all the really solid D linemen that will go in the third round went ahead. Darrell Jackson, Dominique Orange, and Grace Holton all gone. We could theoretically double down a corner. There's Chandler Rivers here out of Duke. Had a really solid year last year. Really, really good 2024. Not as great in zone as some other guys. He could be someone we could look at here. There's Dalen Everett out of Georgia, who good run defender, terrible in man coverage, but solid in zone. Did allow 3 touchdowns and a high passer rating allowed. But you know, Gutekunst loves his Georgia Bulldogs here, so that's an option. But I'm more looking for offensive line help, and there's a ton of offensive line prospects around this area. There's Jalen Farmer, a guard out of Kentucky. Very solid player, primarily is a right guard. We do need some interior offensive line help. That is just a fact with the unknowns of Anthony Belton. How is Aaron Banks going to play? If he's going to stay healthy, who the heck is going to be our center? All questions we need to answer. Speaking of centers, there's Connor Lew out of Auburn, true center. Not the greatest stats out there, but only 20 years old, very young guy. There's Keelan Rutledge out of Georgia Tech. A lot better of a guard than performance-wise in the ACC for a really solid Georgia Tech team. And there's a guy I really, really like is Jake Slaughter out of Florida. The Packers need a true center. We haven't had one since Josh Myers, and we haven't had a good one since Corey Linsley. Jake Slaughter can right away come in and be this team's starting center. Just excellent play at Florida. Back-to-back great years. Only allowed 1 sack last year. Had only 2 hurries allowed. Really great in zone run game, which the Packers play like. Good in pass block grade. Good in run block grade. Overall, just a very, very good prospect. I am a huge fan of Jay Slaughter. And that's what I'm making here at pick number 84. So then we move on to pick number 120 here. And there are some options. There's a couple. I think I want to double down on corner here. There's Jalen Kilgore out of South Carolina. Not great in zone, which does hamper my likeness of him, but does have the build that the Packers normally look for in a cornerback. But there's also Malik Muhammad here out of Texas. Really solid player here. Outside corner, 70.9 coverage grade. Only allowed 60% completion. Had a 57.8 passer rating against. Had 2 interceptions. He's also the size of Packers like young guy here. We're going to go with Malik Muhammad here out of Texas here in the 4th round. Double dip here at corner. And then here at pick number 158. I think I am, again, Albert Regis is a guy I really liked as often around here. Really, really good run defender here. 6'1", 317 would be a very good run defending D lineman for us. But looking at the way this draft is, we already got 2 corners. I'm looking here for tackle depth here. And Isaiah World out of Oregon, be some decent tackle depth here. Over 800 snaps at left tackle, 6'8", 318. Really, really big guy, kind of like potentially a Rasheed Walker type build. Really solid 2024, only allowed 1 sack each of the past 2 seasons. Didn't grade out the best, but I think the Packers can get a lot out of him. So let's go and take World here at pick 158 here. Get some tackle depth here for Green Bay. Next up here at pick number 200, a guy I really like is Cole Brevard. Solid run defender, solid pass rusher. Had 10 hurries last year, 72 overall grade. Was A-gap in 2024, played some B-gap last year as well. 6'3", 346. That is a big, big boy. Really solid pass rusher for his size. And I think he's the exact kind of player the Packers kind of need on their defensive line to be a big, space-eating nose tackle. So, easy pick here. Cole Brevard here at pick number 200. Get some D-line depth here. Then at pick number 236, we can just go a ton of different ways. I think I'm actually going to go down here to Devin Eastern out of Minnesota to get another defensive lineman to help with the run game. 7.6 run stop rate last year. PFF doesn't really grade nose tackles that well, so that's why his grades are lower. That's why I think Cole Brevard's grades are lower as well. But really good run stopper. Played a lot in the A-gap the past couple of years. Very flexible along the D-line as well. 6'6", 320. Another big dude here. Double dipping at D lineman here in the later rounds to get some depth here. And here at pick 254, I am going to take a quarterback to be a developmental backup here. And I think Luke Altmaier here out of Illinois. Very good deep ball, good intermediate grade. Had 2 really solid years at Illinois, moving that program around. So let's take him here to be a developmental backup quarterback. And then here at pick 257, I'm just looking for, I think I'm going to go with an edge player here. There's Eric O'Neill out of Rutgers. Had a really, really good 2024. Not as great 2025, but Packers do like taking guys that had good years the year before. Really good run-stopping defensive end. Could be a Kingsley Enagbare replacement if you lose him with free agency. Solid pass rush win rate last year. 6'3", 261. Let's take Eric O'Neill to be a Kingsley Enagbare replacement here. So, yeah, I think that's a very, very, very good draft here. Start off in round 2, getting Keith Abney II out of Arizona State to be an outside corner for us. Really, really big need. I think around that area there's going to be a lot of good corners, so hopefully the Packers will take one there. Then in round 3, I'm going to guess what PFF says we need because they don't see interior offensive line as a need for Green Bay. But we need a center. We desperately need a center. Jake Slaughter is one of the best ones in this draft. Get him early. Get him to start. I think it'll be very good here. Double dipped at DB to get Malik Muhammad here out of Texas. Another really solid corner prospect here. Just get some bodies there. Round 5 took Isaiah World at tackle to get some much needed tackle depth there. I think we can develop him pretty well. Double dipped at D lineman here, Cole Brevard and Devin Eastern. Build up that interior defensive line run defense there on early downs. It will be really, really good. Round 7 took a quarterback project, Luke Altmaier, that we might be able to be like Malik Willis and turn him into a really good backup to get us a comp pick. And then rounding out with Eric O'Neill out of Rutgers here as a potential Kingsley Enagbare replacement. So that's my mock draft here, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.